Hi everyone, it's me Sandeep Sachan, and today I'm going to explain you how to create a CocoaPod in Xcode project. What is a CocoaPod? CocoaPod is a CocoaPod managed library dependency for Xcode project. It will create .a library file, and I'm going to how to create and how to use it the CocoaPod in this tutorial. So can we begin? Yeah, sure. Thank you. First, we have to open the terminal, and I have a terminal. So, and one project. I need to create the one project. Means like yeah. So, a single view project, sample Cocoa Pod app. I just given the name and creating Swift or Objective C, whatever. So I choose Objective C and creating app created. So yeah, so how to create best way is very simple. If we see that, first we need to get a cocoa pod. If you not have, you have to install the cocoa pod using this installation section. If you go the cocoapod.org, so you will be get it what is a cocoa pod and everything you can find it. And if you not install is the fresh your Mac and you didn't install cocoa pod, you need to run this command, single line of command in your terminal. So it will be installed completely. In my system is already there cocoa pod, so no need to do this one. So I'm going to get start. And how we do that, so first we have to get the path of your project. So it's very easy, cd and just drag and drop the project name and remove the project file name, complete file name dot this one. So now you have a path, and if you search the path pwd, you can get the exact path of the location. In that, we have to start how to install the how to um, integrate cocoa pod in your application. Just write the command pod init. So I will show you when I enter this one. It will be create you. Yeah, so have you seen this location? This is the my project, and you can see what is the changes going on here in the file directory. When I pod is init, we return the command and enter in the location of the project. See, pod file will be created. And yeah, so pod init will be create the pod file. If we open this directly, or I will type the open command pod file, so it will be open, and this will be create the structure of pod file. So you can see there target is your application name, and platform is iOS, and everything is there. If we use that, and one more thing, if we do pod install install, so it will be create pod file, pod log file, and workspace as well. Your workspace, it will be create the pod project and pod file. Right now you have a project, you just close your project and open this one. You can see complete of the pod file will be available, and framework it will be added, foundation, everything, product and target. So whatever you are adding the pod file in the library, third party library maintenance, any third party, it will be convert to libpod in .a file. It will be converted in a .a file which is added in the pod section. Yes, you can see the framework. It will be added the sample code pod file. You can easily maintain it. So now I will show again. I already installed the pod install. I need one third party library, so I am just open the mb progress HUD. So you can see the complete documentation provided by this third party library. You can easily maintain, and there is a CocoaPod. You just copy this line of the code and paste in this section, and if you want to remove, you can remove it, and you can just paste it here and save, and go to terminal and write the pod update, so it will be install your library. I think this library is something is down. We search some other library. We can search if net AF networking. If you copy, you can copy for this AF networking 3.2. I will just paste it here and remove. Sorry, it's not copied. So I'm just going to this library section. This is the complete framework. We just copy this line of the code, and I will tell you the target. The target is your application name. If you change this target and application is different, then it will not work. So I'm just removing that library. I don't know why it's not working. Maybe server down is showing. I just want to do some other library. Let me think. My net is working. No, I think I changed my network and up check the update. Oh, it's working fine. What's problem is going on? Pod install. Yeah, it's installing. Okay. Yeah, is install your project, and it will be in a framework section. You can see the all dependent library. It will be installed: core graphics, foundation framework, mobile core services, security framework, system configuration, and your third party will be show it here, and complete code will be available. So, and one more thing, if you see this one, it will be available in here, and you can check the build setting in your library will be added. No need to show the extra library or bundle identifier anything. Means like if you're going to add some more third party code and extra things, it will be not happening, and it will be single dot a file, library file. It will be used a binary file. Or you can link with your project and maintain it. If you want to remove easily, you can just uncomment this library using this hash. It will be uncomment and try to update here. If we try to update, and it will be automatic removing your AF network library. You can see here iOS framework, all dependencies are gone, and product library and everything is gone. But if I again want to add it, within a second it will be added. You can see here pod update. Right now previously is not working. I don't know why it's not working. Pod update, pod install. I will do the pod install. It will be installing complete the library. Yeah, you can see this one library, and all dependencies are available. AF network is available. I will add this one as well, but this time I will not use the pod install. I will use some other command, which I will tell you why we using that. Go to here, just copy your complete pod file name library name which you want to write it here. And here is one is a measure, we call measure, and version, measure version, measure minor, and this one is a patch. It means like if we some bug fixing or something, it will be update here. If it is some other changes like small and some other things are changed, means so we can call the minor changes or something. If we complete functionality is changed like a version change or like Xcode 8 to 9 and 9 to 10, it will be converted, they update the library as well as a major changes. That's called the changes. If you remove this one, this offline, that means it will be take the latest of the code. If you use the version, you have to define the this version you want it. If it is 2, you don't want the 2, you want to 1, you need to specify the which version you want. So I want it latest, or if you want the latest one, you can remove this one as well. This is pod install the latest one. And again, now I am going to write the another command that's called pod install no-repo-update. That means if you change anything in a AF network or anywhere, you need to change in a third party library. If you want to change it but you don't want to modify, you don't want to update any other third party library, you just want to add another one, you need to write this line of the command pod install no repo update. See, begin, it will be installing. And pod update is also working, but is something is connection is showing problem right now. You can use the pod update, but it will be update your library version as well, everything it will be updated. But right now I'm using the this line of the command, it will not affect your old library. You don't want to check that AF network update any library or not. So you want to just update new library, you need to write this line of the command. If you want to update your latest all AF network and everything, you just write it here, pod update command. So it will be update for you or everything. So now I will use one line of the code and show the run. And I use the MB progress bar. And if we check the code how we use it, you need to import this code in your project. So if I use it here, or I will use .m file, I can use and check the build, it's taking or not. We need to check first our third party library is updating or added perfectly. We need to check these things. For building the application, it will be success, means your code will be added, your third party code, everything is added perfectly. And you can just write the command, whatever the instruction they provided, third party library, you can add it. And you can check that is working fine or not. I'm just writing the code, I'm not doing anything, I'm just showing that how to use the Podfile, pod libraries and everything. Yeah, you can see the no, it's MD progress view, and animation is started, means it's perfectly working fine. You can use the code. And I just hide this one because if we write this line of the code, it will be quickly, it will be close it, so we cannot able to see the this one. So if you want to hide it, you just write this line of the code and it will working fine. Thank you everyone. This is my CocoaPod, how to use the library, third party library. It will be easy to maintain. So enjoy the CocoaPod maintenance and everything. It will be helpful for the development. Thank you everyone.